Hello. Hi. Welcome to Burning Crowns. Burning Croons. The Boonie Croons is another way of putting it. We are going to be playing some sweet, sweet Burning Wheel. We have a full cast back today, which is cool because we're going to be doing our wrap-up here of kind of filling in all the gaps and all the things that are going on in our first chapter of our game. So before we get into that, though, let's go around and say how we're doing and talk about our beliefs and all that kind of stuff and all those types of things. So, AB, you've been gone for a hot minute. How have you been?
True. My computer burned out in a glorious power supply related flame that destroyed many of its internal parts. So I'm rebuilding.
Yeah, but just like the phoenix rising from the ashes.
You know, when phoenixes rise from the ashes, they're super small compared to when they died.
So is your computer a graphing calculator?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they de-age, right? So it's like, and youth is considered better than, physically
I
anyway.
would rather have a giant flaming phoenix than a small, tiny, but sprightly one.
I was thinking the
Rightly.
Bionic Man analogy with the we shall rebuild him, but I guess
Yeah, the one thing you don't want to rebuild is your solid state drive,
oof.
unfortunately.
Yeah, that's
The drive I bought to serve as a backup arrived a day after the accident. So
lucky.
So now
Wait,
it gets
wait,
no,
when
it,
you
it
say
arrived the day after. Let's be clear. here. Drive, purchased a drive, computer burned out, drive arrived next day.
No! Oh no!
I have a question for you. When you said the accident, in your head, were you referring to just this specific event as the accident, no big deal, or is this called the accident with a capital A?
It's called the accident with a capital A in the same way that destroying the island in Lost was called the incident.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is the platonic ideal accident. You know what I mean? Of accident. It is a proper noun. Okay. That's good to know. Well, I'm glad you're back, and I'm glad your computer is your fledgling little infantile.
I mean, I had a Dell warranty, so they just replaced it with all the same parts.
Oh, cool.
Fresher versions of them. I haven't burned in the CPU yet, so it's a little cranky.
I don't know what that means.
He's got to hack the planet.
No, what it means is that the paste on the CPU is still fresh. It hasn't been put under heavy load, and so when I do put under heavy load, it gets a little upset. It's still finding itself, Eric. It's still in the teenage phase. It hasn't gone through college yet.
It's in the natal stages of being a computer, bro.
In this case,
It's still experimenting with operating systems and browsers.
College in this case is 100% CPU record time.
Cool. Sam?
Hello. I too was playing around with computer things. I had to figure out how to get a third monitor to work.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. Like, it took me way longer than it should have because I'm like not that good with computers, to be completely honest. But I like finally figured out what I needed to do. Like, went into the BIOS menu and did the thing, and then I like rebooted, and it didn't work. And I was just like, oh no, well, I guess that's that. I guess it's just not gonna work. And then like my whole system like flickered, and I was like, oh no, I ruined everything. And then the third monitor just like blinked to life. So it was a success story there.
You spent some fate on it.
Yeah, exactly. I faded the roll, and I re-rolled those sixes, and it worked out. But yeah, other than that, not much has been going on with me. I'm excited to play some Burning Wheel.
Yeah.
Change some beliefs because I completed everything last time, which is a good thing.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there in a second. Daniel. Oh, sweet
Sup?
Daniel. Hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite fine, circumstances considered, thank you. Been looking forward.
And my internet decides to be a poop. Of course. My
Are you
internet
the man
decided
who arranges the blocks?
Yeah. Of course my internet decided to be a poop as soon as you start talking.
Of course.
It worked itself out.
Yep.
That is literally why they invented the word timing.
Mm-hmm.
I am man who arranges.
Of course. And
From
wreckage.
up above. So earlier you were doing some plays on the word on the title "Burning Crowns," and let me submit "blaming frowns" as something that we are frequently doing.
Blaming frowns. Frown blaming. It's a real thing.
Boisterous clowns.
That's a good one.
Bantering nouns.
Yep.
Listen, we're spending time coming up with these ridiculous names instead of talking about how we live in a post-Moana society now.
Oh, what?
No, we
society?
Probably one
No.
of the top 3 most important moments of your life. The other 2 being when Frozen was released and when Hamilton was released.
Wait. So what are we post now?
Post-Moana.
Moana's that good?
Oh, Moana's fantastic. I didn't know Listen, I knew The Rock could dance. I'd seen all the workout videos where he dances to Taylor Swift songs, but I didn't know he could sing. He's surprisingly good. His song, "You're Welcome," is literally the Count Swan of all songs. It's literally just like, hey, look at this wonderful I did. You're welcome for it. You know, I lifted the sky up so that you could stand tall. You're welcome for that, too. The sun? I did that, too. You're welcome.
God, Count Swan is like some kind of proto Jim Sterling. It's not like, I'm not saying I'm a super divine entity with perfect foresight and incredible masculine, credible machismo.
Prowess.
That is for you to say.
I'm
about
not
me.
saying that everything everyone does was my plan all along.
But
But it totally was.
You're welcome.
okay.
Anyway, yeah, hi, Dr. Wreckage, going to be role-playing this train wreck. I assume that as we are wrapping up the first arc, all of the sexual tension that has been building between cast members will resolve explosively all at once. So, keep your eyes wide and send the children to bed because it's Burning Crowns.
None of that's
Yeah.
going to happen.
All right. So let's review our beliefs and everything. Let me get the doc open. So, I know Sam, you wanted to redo all of them.
Yeah, I have a lot. I had 2 that I redid. One, I've been so close so many times, but I still haven't learned the name of that thing that spoke to me in that one random episode.
It's there still.
Yeah.
It's still there.
And then, so that's still a belief, is to find the name of the enemy in this land. My second belief, which is new, is the signs are mixed when it comes to Solstind. Could it be that the house that brought Gorham to Abadar has a role to play in what's to come? I shall observe closely and try to get Onan and Swan to see eye to eye. And then belief 2, without my guidance, Swan has surely strayed the path. I must get him back on the road which Abadar sets before him.
That's good. Cool. And then our traits are still the same. Who wants to go next? How about AP?
I finally changed one of my instincts here. I feel like I should lead with that. Rather than the instinct about peace, my new instinct is ignore Onan's petty desire for grandiosity and his begging for equal status. My new beliefs are, it is time to strike deep to the earth and lay down a new barracks to house men and material for the Greenbelt. A new addition to Oleg's trading post. These accountants and arbitrators from Abadar must be convinced to support my efforts here rather than get in the way. Oleg wants to question why we're here and is afeared that we might stay. Would it be so bad if we did? I'll engage him in a debate in front of his countrymen for their hearts and minds. For with them come the land and its people.
Yes.
Can we take a moment to appreciate that Onan is such a central part of what Swan considers his monotonous existence that he instinctively reacts to him? It's not like the thing he's thinking of. It's just like,
Yeah, that does say a lot. I agree.
It's a non-reaction, though. It's the opposite.
It's
Next time
ignoring.
he's like, listen, I'm in charge here, too. I'm just going to be like, uh-huh, okay.
Look, all I know is that if somebody is important enough to you to have an instinct about them, they're pretty important to you.
Hell yeah. Some people's react suddenly to spiders due to
I have
primal
an
fear
instinct
and
that
spawn
says,
and own it.
agree with crazy things that Hitler says. I guess
Whoa.
Hitler's a very important person to me.
That would be true, actually.
Yeah.
That would be exactly how instincts work. That would be very telling of your character.
So,
No, wreckage.
Yeah. What?
Don't worry, I'm just implying that your character is basically Hitler.
Well, you're disagreeing with me, though, so your metaphor
Hey,
is...
hey, save it for the game.
What?
Save it for the
this is just-
actual game.
This is just pedantry.
Mason.
Sure. So Mason, I have changed one of Mason's beliefs. The first one was resolved last time. So now we're looking at the same motivation, but a different actionable part of the belief. And I've shortened it a bit. I've trimmed the fat of it. I have come to this region in the hopes that I can glimpse who I am through its cultivation and exploration. With the bandits neutralized, consolidation will no doubt be in the minds of the men in power. I will have them take on my advice for developing the post and plan out its expansion so it can accommodate the recent arrivals. And the second belief is tale and song are filled with the folly of those who would carry the weight of the world alone. Though it is the green belt, I am greener still. I will befriend someone among the local Pathfinders, Outriders, or Rangers, so I can pick their brains on what is what in the region, and seek their counsel before venturing into the wildlands in the future. And thirdly, secrets are the blood of mystery. Mystery is the root of fate itself. Every person, every place, all of them have secrets, and this region is no different. It is said that a shrine to Desna was abandoned here long ago. The shrine is supposed to hold a brass pillar engraved with arcana. This may help shed light on the disappearances, or it may hold secrets that I could leverage against the world. I will find the pillar and claim what it holds. For instincts, same as before. Always accept a worthy task. Always lash out before backing down. And if I failed, blame it on something else.
Those are my instincts in real life.
No, they aren't, Eric. You don't lash out before backing down.
Always make my hair look shining.
Always try to look at other people's perspectives and apologize for any inconvenience.
Your third instinct is just branding with an exclamation point.
Branding. Hashtag on brand.
Okay. All right. Are we ready to begin?
No, because we didn't do mine.
Oh, that's
correct.
It's okay. We're not going to lose anything.
Poor Onan.
right. Dude, save it for in game.
You guys are so mean to each other.
You guys are
I'm
so
not
mean.
Yeah,
Save it for in game. So if you want to kill each other, just do it in game.
Whoa. I saw the beginning of last episode. Wreckage is literally like, Count Swan would never let us borrow one of his guardsmen to just walk off with. And I was like, yeah, sure. I'll just borrow a 478th member to do whatever I want with. You cool with that, Wreckage?
You totally
Yeah,
could.
I know.
You could
That's
just
why I said that.
Just gonna be like, yo, Wreckage's sister, come walk off with me into the middle of nowhere for no stated purpose. I'm sure that will work great.
I mean, that wasn't what was happening last episode, so... my prize, first belief. My prize for this waste of time is a Temple of Gorum in everything but some pomp and circumstance. I will send for the proper deacons to make the proper ceremonies. As is tradition, the tools of the enemy will be the foundation. I will use the Stag Lord's helmet for the ceremony. Belief dos. Count Swan has been a constant annoyance and obstacle for my patience. I thought it was strength to endure his disrespect in favor of the oncoming challenge. It turns out that challenge never existed, and therefore I have been his fool for no reason. Belief 3. I am now bound by religious duty to oversee the conversion of this bandit fortress into a Temple of Gorum. Once it is resolved, I will leave to find a real challenge. And special belief. Thrain says it is a great waste when a man mistakes a pawn for a knight. My time here has been a waste.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
That's good. Okay, cool. So, are we gonna start back at the bandit camp with the killing of the owlbear?
Owlbear's dead. Raining still.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Conan sheaths sword.
I think
I mean, do we have anything to do in
hours.
the immediate aftermath?
Someone needs to fix that portcullis so that we can leave.
well, the rest of the bandits, the ones who don't want to return with you, or well, I guess we can talk about that afterwards. So about half of the bandits want to leave, going south towards Mivon, as we spoke about. The big thing is that they would be led by Elizabeth. Ox is going with them.
No.
Oh, no.
And-
It's all because you insulted him.
Who insulted Ox?
What will we do without snot for dinner?
Oh, someone called it snot.
Yeah, and so, you know, and a band of others are going to be heading out. But the few that are remaining, they definitely want to know more about what's going to happen and what they need to do. Do they want the, you know?
Well, I would like to not just gloss over
fact-
them leaving, because it'll be something like, all right, what are you taking? What does this fortress have? What answers can you give us? You know, what are the secrets of this place? You know, even if they're minor.
Yeah. So,
Where are the keys? You know.
Yeah.
So I guess the owlbear dies, and actually I'd like to pick up right there with more like Elizabeth Swan reaction and going back to the like mess hall.
okay. Cool. Then Elizabeth's going to want to get it in writing, from you guys, that you know, these bandits are, I guess these freemen would be allowed to reintegrate,
As
That
I
would
said,
have to
or
come
like be
from-
pardoned.
I can't
That would
make
have
that
to come from
promise.
me, right?
Yeah, Demetrius has to sign that because I never made that promise.
Well, that's fine. I mean, it's to your group as a whole, right? Being like, these are our demands before we split.
Yeah, they want a pardon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, House Tover is also the house whose name.
But if I remember correctly, I specifically said that I was only going to pardon the people that were coming with me.
No, yeah, we know. Basically, we've said that. Like we've already explained that they have to leave the Greenbelt or be pardoned.
They
and
agree to that term. Yeah, they agree to those terms.
Yeah, so they just want to make sure that in writing you have promised the men who are staying that they will be pardoned.
Correct.
Oh, yeah. The men who are staying, yeah, I'll write them pardons. Yeah, do you want me to make a test for that?
No, because I don't think it's important right now for the test. The consequences would be later on when when they ask about the paperwork or whatever, right?
Right,
I
sure.
feel like that. I feel like that when it matters.
Yeah. I mean, I think what, like, Demetrius knows his work. Like, he just writes up like something fancy with like, you know, like his name and like something like, you know, in the name of Abadar and with the power of the church, you know, I deem these men pardoned for their crimes duly, and then like lay out the terms of the agreement. Like, I probably like lay out that they have to follow me until I release them from their duty.
Yeah. Okay. And did we clarify that you're legally able to do this, or are you lying?
I mean, you tell me. I thought that I was. I mean, I figured that like the Church of Abadar would do some sort of adjudicating.
Is there your rule of law?
I don't
I
have.
think there was a test involved in establishing this part of the fiction, but
Yep,
there
I
was
just want
rule.
to say this should be a test, and it should be either rule of
I mean,
law.
I'm Abadar wise, and civilization wise.
Civilization would make sense, I think, but I think this is a rule of law.
In 16 hours, if Mason is not dead of pneumonia, I could make that test for you.
Well, so if I remember correctly, I was saying that my like legality was like coming from sort of like ancient precedent where like wandering priests of Abadar would like sit in judgment for people. Because I remember 14 in religious history.
Yeah, no, they are. Yeah, but that's not. Is that so true anymore? I feel like.
Yeah, I think that's where the rule of law.
Brevoy is not a theocracy.
Sure, but it's also not Brevoy. It's the Greenbelt.
That's also true.
That was like a.
I
mean,
okay.
Let me look at rule of law here really quick.
So I guess here's the question then. Here's the question before that then, that this will help decide things. Is south of Oleg's trading post, if it's not Brevoy, what is it?
The stolen lands, unclaimed by any country, presently.
Probably claimed by every country.
Yeah, probably claimed by every country, but not.
So jurisdiction is an odd one rule of law test. I'm perfectly willing to make like a retroactive test to see whether or not I was lying.
Yeah.
Because like outside the jurisdiction of any sort of like actual legal body, then like it's perfectly within like my right to be like there's no law in this land as the chosen as the servant of Abadar, the servant of civilization in this land. It is my job to adjudicate the law.
It seems dogmatically appropriate.
Yeah.
Cool.
And exploitable later.
I will do a being learned test. This is based on perception, which I'm very good at.
Yeah, so it's ob 2.
Cool.
Well, it becomes ob 2. It's ob 1.
Correct.
Jurisdiction.
I'm sorry. Correct. I skipped ahead.
Right. Well, because also the page does it for himself. So if he puts in ob 2, then it'll double to ob 4.
Yeah.
No forking and being learned. Base ob 1.
Get fucked. You rolled 4 1s.
Wow.
Wow, you did get fucked.
I threw.
You threw 6 dice at that shit. You threw 6 dice.
So
I got nothing.
So I guess I have no idea, but I'm just making it up. I'm just saying that. I guess like I basically just said like, well, I'm that like my argument is the same. It's just whether or not it's actually correct is.
Then,
I guess
the consequence to this is that they don't take you for your word. They need assurances.
Well, hold on. I mean, I made an oratory test to like get them on my side, though.
Yeah, and they want to do this, but they need more than they don't trust your writ. They need more.
Can I like? I want to kind of object to that and say like I think Sam is right. Right, Let It Ride would say that the results of his oratory would stand, but now we're determining if he's right or not.
That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So then you're writing this paper, and it just doesn't have any.
Yeah, so I just like basically like
it may or may not still be true, but like what's happening is there are however many men that now believe that Demetrius is promised them a pardon, and if down the line it's revealed that Demetrius cannot pardon them, he will have to suffer the blowback of 25 or however many people.
Okay.
Being so what would happen if a group of bandits thought that they could pledge allegiance to a guy who can literally make up the laws, right? That is like obviously great grounds for fucking trouble.
Yeah, I mean the way I see it is like we now know that like I probably like am just like kind of making it up as I'm going, but like it seems to me that this would just be the way towards me having to convince the Church of Abadar to legitimately pardon these people.
Dude, of course they believe you. You're Sertova, and you're part of Abadar. Of course you have this power. Of course, yeah. Just write it and send it to your uncle. It's probably fine. They'll just, you'll take care of it.
Yeah, me and my uncle are on really good terms. We're like best friends. Trust me. I know
a guy. Yeah. You're literally a family member of the ruling house. You are,
How could you not, win ultimately?
You can
He's the perfect meal ticket. You could probably do whatever you wanted as long as you were with him.
Yeah.
All right then.
Okay.
Now that that's out of the way, somebody drag Mason inside so he doesn't catch his death.
Yeah, that's probably good because it's like raining and stuff.
Miss
I'll probably
Swan,
have-
as this has all been adequately resolved to your demands, I would ask that you show me around the fort.
I would like
Let me know of any other surprises, such as another owlbear that we keep in the attic instead of the basement.
I would like to accompany you.
Cool, because there is something they want to show you. 'Cause
Interesting.
They're not sure what to do with him.
Okay.
With who?
So they lead you down to the basement, to the cellar, and in a back like a jail cell wardened part of the cellar, on some straw, is an old man, chained, like manacled, a long chain, to the wall with like one of those like hook, like a door knocker kind of thing, and there's like a chain link to manacles, and you're like holding a torch or whatever going down there, and you see him like recoiling from the sun,
light.
and then he's like, oh,
I put out the torch.
I mean, then you're gonna be in darkness.
Sure. I'll speak
Elizabeth
to this
would
man.
like protest, be like, no, it's okay, it's okay.
The light hurts this man. We can discuss this in darkness and return.
No, and she says that this. All right. I guess the best way of putting it would be this is the Stag Lord's father.
What did
Jeez.
this poor man do to deserve being locked up like this?
They call him, and he's like in like filth and stuff, and says, we don't know. The Stag Lord kept him down here.
Does he have a name? Sir, do you have a name?
He doesn't answer you. He's been tortured.
Sir, your son, the Stag Lord, is dead by my hand. He will not torture you any further.
When you say that, he has like a huge expression of sorrow and grief just wash over him, like the opera tragedy face of just like this wretched dirty man with like scars and like sores and stuff. He just starts crying and just sobbing and sobbing and sobbing.
I'll be like, I'll just sort of say to Onan, like quietly, just be like, telling a man that you've murdered his son is not always
The son that locked him up and tortured him? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I made an assumption there about what would make this man happy.
Something catches your eye down here, around him.
Twinkle?
He's made little tiny like straw fetishes like all over.
Oh,
like
creepy.
in the straw.
I would like to recognize them with. I have religious history and
Yeah.
other kind of skills like that.
Religious or like occult history would work.
Religious history it is.
What about that Feywise that I tried to open?
Yeah, you could try Feywise.
Okay, might as well.
Are we both rolling on this?
Sure. What is the ob for faith or Feywise?
I think it's B2 for both of them.
Okay. Let's see. I think I might have some forks here. I've got ritual.
Yeah, you know what? Ritual would work. Yeah, you could fork ritual here.
What about symbology?
What does symbology do?
Like identifying symbols.
Well, fuck yeah then. Yes.
Zonan's like, is this some sort of Fey thing. I think it might be a Fey thing. Anybody else feel like it's a Fey thing?
Let's see here. Do I need the test though for religious history? You know what? Oh no, I need routine tests anyway. Okay, I'm rolling it up. Let's do it. No, I thought base on 2. There we go. That's a good roll.
Yeah.
You got there.
So your Fey-wise definitely gets you nowhere. I guess the best thing that you can think of is that it's vaguely druidic or Fey or something, right? Like it's some weird obscure, it's some hooky religion.
Whatever. The man's gone crazy in his confinement.
All right, but your religious history wise, you know these are symbols of one of the oldest faiths in Galarian, and it's the green faith. You know these are I guess the best way of putting it would be like luck symbols, healing kind of like totem-ish things. Prayer, they're also used for like prayer beads type things, like you would set them up and you would pray to each of the different ones.
Do I know if these are prayers to like a specific deity or like a group of deities?
The green faith, no, yes and no. I guess with that role, you would know would know more about the basic tenets of the green faith. Like the green faith is kind of just like the Mother Nature druid sect of the world. So they revere, sort of like, it's almost like shamanistic a little bit. So like it's one like ecosystem type thing, but the spirits of trees and things.
So is it like
project like onto like a humanoid god figure, right? It's in everything.
But is it like the
different roots, same tree kind of thing?
Right, but is it like the spirit of the river would like talk to you, or like the spirit of the forest would like pray to the spirit of the forest, or is it more like just like praying to nature?
No, you would pray to nature, and it would answer, and all of that, like if it answers with like changing the water or whistle of the breeze, like that is just the language of nature.
Cool.
Why do you weep for a man who locks you in here and tortures you? What is your story,
he
sir?
Cries, he says like, no more. That's all he says. Like the first words he says, he's like, no more, no more. As he just like is crying into his hands. You see one of his hands is like black. Like,
so rotting off.
No.
I'd like to diagnose him.
Yes, okay.
I mean, if I need to like go in and like actually like do an examination, but I have anatomy. So I want to see like what's going on with this dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any idea what kind of ob this would be though.
You're not using it to like pry apart his body. You're using it for diagnostic purposes.
Are you gonna get close to examine him? Because he's gonna like want to resist you and like try to like kick you away. Right? He's not gonna like. He doesn't want to like physically kill you or anything like that. He just wants. He's just.
Yeah, he's just like scared and.
Yeah, he's scared. Yeah. Lashing.
I think Demetrius tries to like kneel down and like talk to him on a level and like sort of like calm him down, and like while he's like doing that, he's like
the man's probably like 60 or so or older.
Yeah, like I'm imagining this guy like cowering in the corner of the cell, and Demetrius is trying to like sort of like get down on his level and like get him to like come out and like not be terrified that we're going to keep torturing him.
Can you, before you make your anatomy roll, can you make a perception check for me?
Yeah, sure.
Make a perception at, I think 2 would be fair. 2.
Well, I just made a perception at ob 2 and failed, so you never know. All right. Oh, whoops, I did 2 modifier. Whoops. It's ob 2. There we go.
Yeah. is it's some kind. It's not a tattoo. It's some kind of like tattoo. It's like a bunch of tiny little black circles that have just like very 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 small circles that have just kind of like overlapped each other.
Well, so
Like some kind of like tattoo or some kind of symbol.
that's an internet phobia for some folks.
Does the
It's like starts from his fingertips, all the way up like to his forearm until it goes into his clothes, and you don't know.
would my religious history check carry over for me to identify these, or would I have to make another check to
Oh yeah,
identify?
that's a different check. It's a different check for sure.
Well, I've got symbology.
All right.
It's a lot of rolls for me all in a row.
I don't think symbology would work here though.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the only thing I would have that would be able to identify that.
Yeah.
So I guess
this man is okay. Like you're literally just like trying to examine this dude, and he is uncontrollably sobbing, and just wants to be left alone.
I'm trying to like calm him down.
I think Elizabeth would be like, guys, perhaps we should do this another time.
Perhaps we should let him out.
Well, I mean, Staglord's not here anymore. You sure that's what we want to do?
I will not have this heresy in my fortress, but it does not have to happen yet. Let this man grieve over the loss of his son and see if he is more talkative later.
And you would leave a man who we know not whether he is guilty or innocent in a cell alone in the dark? Seems a cruel fate.
A cruel fate that he's experienced for a long time and does not seem to wish opposite now. We will return when he is more talkative, ask him what he has done, and if he would like his freedom. If he
Let
does
us
not,
at the very least leave his cell unlocked. Allow him to come up into the castle if he so chooses.
No, I don't agree with that, but we should unshackle him for his comfort.
He's not going to get far, Onan. You have this place guarded. The gate is not able to be opened.
Yeah, but who knows what strange religious bullshit he'll start doing all around the place. I don't want to have to wipe off the pagan symbols of some dead religion from half the fortress as he writes around, writing it in his own feces for all I know.
Your cruelty with this poor mad old man astounds me.
Does it? Because I've already offered to unshackle him, which is less than you've offered.
I've offered to set him free.
Is this a test?
Yeah, are you trying to convince him? What do you want?
I don't.
What do you want right here?
I don't care.
I'm just gonna unlock the door.
Okay.
Very well. On your head be it.
You mean you're gonna unshackle him and unlock the door, right? Because he's
Yeah,
tied to a wall.
Yeah, I'm gonna unshackle him and unlock the door. I'm not gonna like force him out or anything, but I'm just gonna like leave him with the opportunity to come up into the fort. Like it's not he's not in a position to like that where the entrance to this like dungeon is. He would have to like come out into the fort proper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I just have.
He's in like the supply cellar of the Broken Keep that you're in.
Yeah. So I just have one of the.
Are the supplies down here too?
Yeah, yeah. They're
So
just not
mess with the
secured
supplies.
him, right? They're like in another. It's like they're in a part. You know, he's in a segmented a compartment of the basement.
Yeah, I just put him in a position. So I have somebody like watch the door so that if he was like to come out, we would know and be notified and like not let him just like leave.
That would be Zytomir then.
No, I have still all these former bandits.
Oh, okay. Well, you should have someone watch the supplies that you're leaving him with.
I'll just have someone stand outside the cell and give him help if he decides to leave. I say if he wants to come out, give him a place to stay and food and water.
Well, that's fine as long as he's not unsupervised.
Yeah, that's what I'll do then.
Miss Swan, is there anything else that we should see about the fort? Any other surprises you have in store?
No, she shakes her head. She just mentions that no, just the Stag Lord's dad here. Some kind of family issues is all she says.
Well,
The guy knows basic healing. So
do you know if this?
So the Stag Lord kind of just used him for poultices but otherwise kept him chained here.
Are you aware of whether or not he is responsible for the apparent torture marks?
Oh, she nods and says like, yeah. Like we cut back to like them like eating or something, and you just hear like screaming in the basement.
Jesus.
And you cut back to her like.
I mean, you got to remember, this is the woman who cut off another person's hand incredibly casually. Like, this lady is not a nice guy, a nice person.
Interesting. Well, I don't suppose. Gosh. To torture
If it
your
makes
own
you,
father.
I think. I guess the thing what she says is she's probably like eating a piece of bread or something. She's like, that was like left over from dinner. If it makes you feel better, I think it was a manner of what goes around, what comes around goes around.
Oh well, I suppose.
And she's like, parents, right?
Yes. You know, we should, if you have time, talk about your parents. They have produced two very different siblings.
Yeah, sure. What the hell? I won't be here. I guess it has to be tonight though, because we won't be here for that long.
Yes, well, there's much to oversee as you leave, so we will be spending the time together as you've the appointed leader.
I too am interested in Count Ronald's past.
Has Mason woke up yet? He likes
14 hours and counting.
Yeah,
14 hours?
He's out. Yeah,
Ugh.
he's out for the remainder of the night. So if there's anything we can
I do think we see in the background like one of the 478 lift him up by his collar and slap him across the face and see if that wakes him up, and then just drop him when it doesn't.
wake off.
Okay,
Yeah,
make that 15 hours.
Yeah.
No, that reduces it by an hour, surely.
So,
Slap.
All right, let's cut over though to Ronald.
Yeah, as she starts like telling us the story of their sordid past, we cut over to the Count.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long has it been since Onan left on his trip?
2 days.
Yep.
Well, then I have one more day until I need to meet with Oleg. So I suspect the fort's somewhat emptier, given that everyone but the guardsmen have left. So I'm probably overseeing the guardsmen in like sawing trees down and then making what do they call it, Lincoln log? You know, where you lay down a log, and then there's like divots at the end so that the logs attach together. Yeah, we're making a log cabin, Lincoln log style, for a new barracks.
Are you doing that?
I'm directing them.
Interesting.
So, are you a foreman?
How
How are you directing them?
There is an
Mostly
architect
by
skill in the
standing
game.
back and telling them what to do.
I believe that's a skill.
There's an architect skill in this game that is specifically for directing carpenters and masons to do this.
Sounds good.
You want to test your architect?
Yes. What is it?
Let's see.
Sounds like I'm opening architect.
Yeah, I'm looking. Well, there's artillery hand and
Build
artillerist.
a cabin.
Architect. It's perception based. This is a. Okay. Just so you know, an architect, if you wanted to build a non-Euclidean geometric design from the outer gods, is an Ob 10 test.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's appropriate.
No, this is simple plans like a cottage. It's an Ob 1.
Becomes an Ob 2. Easy.
Or is a barracks considered a longhouse?
Hmm.
Yeah, barracks probably.
I mean, it would depend
Yeah,
how
all
big
right.
of a
No, it's an
barracks-
obtuse test because it's a longhouse. It's an obtuse.
It would probably depend how big of a barracks he's trying to make.
You're building a barracks for a garrison of about 20 dudes. It's bigger than a cottage.
Oh, actually, I engineer might be more appropriate given the wording of it. Since you said you were directing.
You guys let me know when you figured it out.
It's an ob2,
I don't know.
which doubles opening for architect. So if you just do an opening for architect, put ob2 in, you're good.
It's obtuse architect.
It's base perception.
So, no modifiers, no Artha. Ob2. Looks like garbage rolls. Garbage rolls all day. Yeah, so Swan is basically sitting on a lawn chair watching everyone do stuff. He's literally in between the local woods and where the thing's being built and just calling to everyone with a hand cone. Like, good job, boys. Excellent work. Just you put that there. That looks good. No need to clean that off. Nope, looks fine. Keep going.
What kind of consequences are we looking for here?
Here's what happens. There's an accident. A hunter breaks his hand. Like or his foot, like a log rolls on it, right? Like it dislodged and fell on his foot. And that's because one of the soldiers bumped into it. So there's an accident. And now there is some animosity between the hunters and the guardsmen. Particularly being like, like watch where you're like how you fucking you broke my foot, like because you weren't paying attention to what you were doing, and the guy's just like, shut up, like you shouldn't have been standing there, and now
People
this thing is this is escalating. What do you do?
No one's at fault, right? Like I didn't see anything intentional.
No, this is just one of those things that happens, but now this is turning into an ugly shouting match, and a guy broke his foot.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to step in here and try to get everyone to back down and come off. Like, gentlemen, please, there's no need for any of this. It looks like it's just a simple accident. We will take this broken foot man into the fort and wait for Father Demetrius to arrive to heal him with medicine and magic. Now, no need for all of this shouting. Let's just get back to work.
That sounds like soothing platitudes to me.
Sounds pretty soothing.
Sounds like I'm opening soothing platitudes.
Sounds like platitudes.
Also,
Definitely
don't forget to mark a difficult test. Unless you wanted to start learning architect.
I'm learning architect now.
Oh, okay. Well, I was about to say you could take a difficult test
You're
to
right,
percent,
I was an architect.
but that's your choice.
All right. So I'm looking for soothing platitudes. What that obstacle would be. Shouldn't be that hard. It's probably their will, right?
Social skills are usually at an op of the will of the recipients.
Yeah, here it is. It's their will. So let's go with I've been going with
4.
Yeah, exactly. 2 to 4.
Which doubles to fucking 8.
No,
what happens
they're
if you
wills, they're
fail?
wills too. These guys are guards. They're not like the leader people. These are.
It would probably be 3. I mean, a troll has like will too.
This guy's a hunter.
Yeah. All right.
So,
I mean,
what's the consequence here for failing?
I think the consequence would be they demand that the consequence is they're going to demand compensation.
Compensation or restitution?
Or restitution. I guess restitution would be.
Oh. Oof.
You're going to have to pay them.
That shouldn't be too hard for him.
I mean, I don't understand why that's a problem. Like, sure. What's the obstacle here? 3?
No, yeah.
Perfect. Obviously, another failure. I'm not going to bother fate rolling that.
Yeah. So, no, they're like, man, like now I won't be able to hunt. I can't do anything. My foot's broken. All because of you. All because of this. All because of you, Swan. Like it's really, like your eminence.
I'm gonna come over to him and wrap my arm around his shoulders as we like someone's probably putting a splint on it so he can hobble over to the fort.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my good man, we will see that you and your family are provided for during your time of troubles, as you are in my service right now. However, it's Count Swan. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Okay.
good.
And it's assumed that you kind of just pay him off.
Yeah, of course.
Speaking of paying things off, maybe we should do our resource tests now so we know whether we need to put things into place to try to recover our resources this session.
I would
Okay.
honestly rather wait until you guys get back so we can help each other.
Well, and we have the
Well,
fun.
but it's like sort of, I mean, we can help each other anyway. It's not like about like writing a check, right? It's like it's
I was going to go to you guys and be like, hey, want to get in on some great business opportunities?
We've already done a fund.
I know, but I need to get more business opportunities.
I totally want to wait for
That's
us
fine.
to like meet together before we do this.
we can wait. I guess I have a pretty easy test compared to the rest of you. So.
Oh boy. I think I have an ending. I have an extra ending to your scene, Swan. You ready?
Yes.
I think after you take him off, I think the what do we call them? The not the accountants, the
Arbitrators
yeah,
or
the
something?
arbitrators, the adjusters.
The Adjustment Bureau.
Yeah.
Ah.
The three Abadarians, they look at you, and you hear like a tisk tisk from them.
Can I come at them? Is this the scene's end, or can I literally go at
Oh no,
them
no,
right now?
let's continue it.
No, then
and
I'm
they
just
go,
I'm like helping the injured man into the fort bodily, like
Yeah.
doing that like a 3-legged race style. And I'm like, gentlemen, if you could follow me, please. I have some questions as to your attitude here.
Yeah, and they come back, and so I assume that you've given the guy that money now, right?
I'm like helping him into the fort, and probably I'd like to imagine that I've like co-opted someone's kid as like a squire, and he's walking beside me, and I'm like writing out a bill in my left hand as I'm right-handedly helping this guy into the fort.
Yeah, like he like brings you over a thing that you have to initial or whatever,
Yeah.
and you give it to the guy, right?
I just write CRS, Count Ronald Swan.
Yeah. All right.
I have a lot of these just in case I need to give someone money very quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't suppose any of you have useful skills like medicine or the power to heal people like Father Demetrius does.
They say, "No, Your Eminence, we have the useful skills of perception.
I see. Then
Perhaps if you would, we were hoping." Well, I guess the thing we could say is that we were disappointed in your performance right back there.
I want to clap the main one on the shoulder and say, I'm disappointed in your performance too. What does Abadar have to say about 3 individuals who, while others work, they sit back and stand and observe from a distance and occasionally write things down?
Perhaps it was because you were sitting down in such a comfy chair that you missed it, but that entire accident was a test. That man's foot is fine. If you would have looked at it, he was playing you. You just paid a swindler.
And so
This
you
was a test
observing,
by us for you to see this, and you failed.
I see. I want to be clear here. You paid someone to intentionally have an accident where he could have, in fact, been seriously injured, and then observe from afar, not caring whether or not it actually happened. I want to be clear here. This is your test, is to intentionally cause a ruckus, stop work here. You are anti-production. In fact, this almost sounds anti-Abadarian.
No, not at all. See, that man was already a sinner.
I get up and walk away, and as I'm going, I'm just like, Father Demetrius will hear of your behavior.
They say,
this almost sounds like heresy to me, gentlemen, and I assume
you
will make this situation correct.
They're going to command you that you do not turn your back on the arbitrators of Abadar. And if they have to, they'll make a roll against your will.
Wasn't it auditor?
Oh, the auditors. Yeah, the auditors. Yeah.
I love that so much more. So much.
I mean, yes. Come at my will. I have 5 will.
Yeah.
Can you be thus commanded? Will Swan turn? Can Will Swan heed that?
I think failure here is that a sword's going to leave its sheath.
Yeah, that's fair. But they're going to be very adamant. They're like, you do not turn your back on the auditors of Abadar, chosen one. Or they say elect, right? Yeah, or they say it sarcastically.
Chosen one,
elect. Yeah. You're not the chosen one yet. So let me roll.
Look, unless these guys are doing miracles,
I assume that's command, right? It's literally that's the definition of command.
You're literally using the words commanding, so I would assume it would have to be command.
I think command is a proper skill for this.
Yep.
It's not its intended use, but at the same time, it's definitely the skill for this.
Yeah, I have to reread a trait real quick to see that I gave them. I want to know if it does the thing that it's supposed to do. Oh, no, it only helps in a duel of wits. Never mind. Okay. So, let's roll. Greater than 4. 4 successes. I don't have any... Do they actually get fate? Do NPCs start with fate?
No one starts with anything.
If you
spent some already, didn't they?
Yeah, they did spend some. It's up to you to decide if NPCs have fate and how much they have.
Well, I think these guys are pretty important. I think they would have 1 fate.
Again, they did spend some last 2 sessions ago. Last one I was at.
I'm gonna reroll that d6. Okay.
Boom.
All right, I got 5 successes.
6. No, yeah, 5. Yeah.
That's
so I turn around slowly, and I'm just like, gentlemen, you're wasting my time here. You're wasting the efforts of people. You are interrupting everyone's lives. Do you have any answer for your antics and behavior? I would accept this kind of behavior from Sir Onan Solston, but not from hallowed priest of Abadar.
Why is everything about me?
And no, I think they say, no, I think we do have an answer. Please tell Father Demetrius that we will be leaving and we won't be able to
You can tell Father Demetrius yourself of your own failures.
And,
That's going to fly.
Yep, and they kind of walk as a trio back to start getting their things and leaving. They're unhappy. And they just say, expect our bill.
That's so good. Auditors that just bill you at the end.
So they are.
Oh no! As they're walking away,
I'll
walk back there. I'll literally just be like, "You are paying my own men to interrupt construction, and you wish me to pay you for this service."
Yes, that is part of our contract. That is part of the deal of
I
being the chosen
signed no
one.
contract with you. You can charge the House of Sertova for this. Father Demetrius is the one that summoned you. I will not pay for you to come here and muck up the works. Perhaps you can ask Abadar to cause you to shit gold coins.
What are you trying to get out of them right now?
Not charging him.
Yeah, not charging. Like, I'm literally so furious about this. Like, I'm not gonna stand for being charged for something that they have done.
All right.
I didn't ask them here. I didn't ask them to observe me. I have no part in this except trying to get them to do something useful. And all they have done so far is be disruptive.
They're going to send your bill
persuade
to
them.
a
Persuade them. Yeah. Persuade them to charge Father Demetrius instead.
I don't want them to charge Father Demetrius. I want them to charge the House of Sertova. I'm just like, Father Demetrius is the one that summoned you here. You are here on the behalf of the Sertovan royal house and Abadar himself. If you have a bill to send to anyone, it's to him, because the House of Swan will be paying you nothing. You have provided us no service.
And they that's fine. And make the roll.
I will make the roll. Obviously, persuasion.
So
I would
what
love
if
to
you
bargain
succeed?
accounting and haggling.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is good.
Merchant wise.
They're not merchants.
They're not merchants.
Court wise.
No.
I can keep going through wise as lord wise, noble wise. Are they any of these things?
It just those don't pertain to the current circumstances. Unless you want to argue why they should.
The only thing I can think of,
before I bother arguing it.
the only thing I can think of is like it would be probably fairly unusual for a high-ranking priest not to be noble born, but they'd hardly be nobles.
Yeah. No, they're noble born, but they're like on the level of like Sir Zidamir.
It would be more like church wise
They're
or whatever.
cousins.
Like.
Yeah, it'd be more church wise. They're like cousins and nephews, of like the kind of like if you know where Swan's house is compared to like the Mannings now, or versus like like Rogarvian. These guys would be around your level with Zertovas as far as like family members and things. Like these guys are
people
high
that are
up,
tethered.
Yeah, right.
People
Maybe
who are
a little lower than you actually.
Yeah,
Maybe
or
a
the
little
level.
bit lower, but like they occupy that you would at a capital party, at the castle in New Svetlana, you would bump into these types of people. These guys are special adjudicators of Abadar, right?
What's the consequence for failing?
So the consequence of failure is that they will charge you, regardless of what you say. You'll be getting the bill. Success, though, would mean it goes to Sertovas.
And I'm sorry, what was the difficulty here?
Oh, you're going against the will of the average group, so it's 4.
Okay.
Would something keep like Swan from not paying?
Yeah. If he succeeds in his persuasion roll, they're going to go after Sertova, because it's right, because he did call him here.
Oh no, I'm asking like if he fails, then they can they send the bill his way, but it's like so what?
Like who would enforce it?
Okay,
Doesn't matter, he succeeded.
I nailed it. I'm
Church
gonna
strongmen.
bait the shit out of that.
Well done, dude.
That didn't.
Why couldn't you have tried to persuade them just to not to charge you instead of to charge me?
Because he doesn't like you.
'Cause I'm in super pissed right now at these people, and I'm not charging you. I'm charging your dad.
I don't have a dad.
I want them to go back to the capital and go to the queen and be like, "Hey, pay up."
Dude,
Hey,
so
you got
the
your
So
incentive.
you
Abadarian,
basically just want to piss off my cousin.
the
Yeah.
Abadarian IRS are not to be fucked with. They're literally paladins. Like, they are the paladins of the tax law.
Have you heard of the Spanish Inquisition? It's
Yeah.
kind of like that, but for Abadar.
So,
I guess I'm pretty
yeah.
convincing in some way or another.
So no, you are. No, you convince them. They're like, very well, we will go after Sertovas. Odds are, it's like they look you over. It's like you probably wouldn't even be good for the money.
Ooh.
You probably couldn't even pay it.
I just like
Fuck.
you were the ones who refused to pay for a temple to Abadar out here, not me. Let me know when your penny books are open and when your coffers flow with gold again. Perhaps when you aren't paying workers to take fake injuries. Other such shenanigans and antics. What a waste of Abadar's gifts upon this world. Have a good trip, gentlemen.
God, Swan is so rough.
Yeah. All right. They're going to be gone by the time you get back.
I'm not even going to explain it to Demetrius.
Where are these? I have to speak with the adjudicators.
It's going to give the hugest fucking bill.
I'm like so pissed at you.
He isn't, right?
No, you just totally reaffirmed my belief that I made at the beginning of the session.
All right.
Problem.
So I know we started a little bit late, but it's like 12:30 now, so let's go to our first break. All right.
Oh yeah.
Good job. Nice. Sorry you've been knocked out this whole time, Mason. We'll come back with you awake.
It's just calls for casting reckless magics.
I got my reward for being out for 14 hours in a free fort test, so I'm good.